Colleen Doyle. Colleen Doyle, look at her with the lovely Rotary Club of London at the back. Hello. Have you had a good day today, dear Colleen?
Oh, absolutely, honey. Can you hear me? Is it
I
working well?
can, yes, we can.
I've found a new hot chocolate shop near me, so the world is automatically right today.
So you're in a happy mode, right?
Oh, very much so. I think
Yeah.
I'll have to go back again later this evening and restock.
Oh dear. Well, they're making me hungry here. But Colleen, I wanted to share with the rest of the our viewers out there, a little bit about your background, because you've had such amazing background within Rotary. So I just wanted to share that Colleen Doyle has over 20 years of Rotary experience, which she draws upon to identify opportunities for Rotarians to serve the community. And she also serves the community as a chairwoman of the newly established vocational committee of RCL, which is the Rotary Club of London. And she's doing a fantastic job of that, because I've been seeing her. She's a hard worker, very passionate, and she's got a strong vision, that we need to get this done. We need to help this many people. So she's very, very, really, she's another leader in the group. And then her energy, I have to say, and her passion for sharing the Rotary ideals, the spirit and the opportunities is definitely evident through her Rotary work that she's been carrying out, and which includes district and international activities. So she's been doing, I'll just share a couple here for you. She's been establishing English conversation clubs across London. So if you feel that you have a bit of a problem with the English language, you can go to a place completely free, join in, and improve your wonderful English as well. So you can have a better conversation with others. Also, she's been planning vocational visits to different organizations. She's also been doing, this is something I think is very brilliant. She's been developing training opportunities for Rotarians to even build their own skills to become the best versions of themselves. She's done many other things like piloting a podcast, and she's done a Soho soup kitchen. She's also been serving meals to the homeless, and many, many more things, which she's going to probably talk about right now. Now, the other thing I think she's done an amazing job with is she's installed water filters in 50 plus schools in rural Thailand. So I think that's also a really great accomplishment. Well done there. And now Colleen's professional career as a business analyst, that's her background, by the way. She's involved in IT transformation programs, and she uses her skills and experience to lead a diverse team of members, the Rotarian members, to work on various projects. And anyway, her main motto also is what I shared a little bit earlier. Colleen believes in service above self, and today she's going to be talking about the invaluable training and life-transforming educational opportunities that are offered and delivered within Rotary. So Colleen, I'm so excited to hear a little bit more about your work here. Please tell me a little bit more about your work. How you've been a Rotarian for 20 years plus, and can you tell us just a little bit of your journey? What made you join, and what have you learned from it? Why are you still a Rotarian after this many years?
This is going to sound really funny, but thank you for letting me join in this afternoon and become part of the family today. I joined Rotary last century, which is a really interesting way to say. Obviously, everybody, my accent is Australian. So I became a Rotarian in Australia, and not long after women were welcomed into the Rotary. So by also my personal journey, I have seen a massive transition in Rotary itself to accommodate women and get women actively involved in projects, and for women, for Rotary to grow in its relative, it's making sure that it remains relative to the community and meeting community needs.
Yes, so you're quite a range of things, but you also have this vocational committee that you're chairing. You're a chairwoman of the vocational committee. What does vocational actually mean? Because there could be different understanding from different people, but if you could just describe, and what does your committee actually do? I mean, what kind of programs and campaigns do you do?
Okay, so that's great. The Rotary Club of London is this year just stepping back and just looking at, we're establishing a separate vocational committee. So as you say, honey, people will think of it in different ways. First stop is the pure dictionary version. So where we are now saying is, let's step back from that dictionary version, and we're saying that vocation is simply skills and interests of people. It could be professional, could be academic, could be manual, it could be technical. So let me give you some examples. It could go from a plumber to a policeman. It could go from a chef to a surgeon, anywhere in between. Anybody. What about an interest in sport, an interest in photography, or perhaps an interest in music? So vocation is now, in our interpretation of how we're putting it into the Rotary Club of London, all things and everything. So that's why, picking up on Nadine's Pemberton, whose video you just showed before, she said Rotary is open to everybody, and that is absolutely true, because there is no skill nor interest that we cannot utilise in some way, shape or form in a Rotary project.
Wow. So that's really good, because you're saying that you could be any profession, as you just mentioned, and you could have any skills. You could even have just communication skills or needlework skills or something. You can go and teach somebody needlework. You can go and, there could be anything you can do with that. That's lovely. I love that. That's the best part about Rotary.
We really want to make Rotary's journey as being varied as our community changes, and we just really want to make it very simple. Rotarians are all about helping each other around the world and helping people in the community. So the vocational committee is to, if I put it as a little bit like a Rotary is a tree. The vocational service committee is the trunk of that tree, making a really simple analogy. And as a consequence, everything happens by understanding what vocational skills and interests we have in our clubs, that we can then utilise in our local community, in our district, in the UK and around the world. So that's where our job in the committee is to actually understand, when people become members of the Rotary Club of London or in any other Rotary Club, what is their skills and interests that they have, and how can we make them become more alert, aware of all the opportunities that Rotary directly provides, but also with the other committees in the Rotary Club of London and other clubs, how we can help them get into projects in those areas and support those other committees.
Right, it's amazing, isn't it? Because really, education is the most powerful thing you can, I always say to people that you can give people, the gift of education, which will change people's lives completely. And here are some of the areas I think you work on. Is this the kind of, what kind of campaigns do you actually organize? Like, what kind of training programs?
So within Rotary, I think we say about with vocation, there's two different angles that you can look at. Rotary itself has already established sets of programs that people coming into Rotary can use for both their professional development and also develop, if they've never done a project before, they don't know how to go about it. So there's a whole lot of educational materials already there, free to members, that they can receive. Within the Rotary Club of London, though, what we're also doing is we are saying our members have got skills that we can use immediately. So we're actually identifying what skills they've got and running their own training sessions within our teams. The other opportunity then, of course, is jumping straight in. Yeah. So the best way to learn is actually do something. So by getting people actively involved in designing a project, delivering a project, then we can help them build their knowledge and support them all the steps of those journeys, and obviously delivery of a program. So there's a vast wealth of knowledge already available online. There's a lot of training programs that can be done one-to-one. And let's not forget, not only to receive from the training, but all the members of the Rotary have got amazing information and skills that they can feed back. And that's what we're going to start actively encouraging in our club.
Wow, this is really fantastic. And also, because by joining Rotary and having these kinds of opportunities, like the vocational committee seems to be a really important committee where you're actually helping to enrich somebody's life and enhance their lives. And in turn, they can go out there to do even more for others because their skills have been polished, perhaps, or you've been able to give them more skills or training for areas they're interested in. And then you can help them to prepare so that they can go out there and do amazing work out there, for the wider community.
Absolutely. A person comes into Rotary and they want to do something. So why have they come? So being a Rotarian and being in the vocational team is all about ensuring that the value that a person wants to achieve out of Rotary is actually achieved by ensuring that we understand what skills they've got, how much they want to put those skills into practice or to use, and helping them to ensure that they are able to do that by offering them the support, by providing additional training. And that's one of the things that's really important here. I think the vocational challenges that we can offer to people can just step straight into doing something that they do every day. Absolutely perfectly fine. If they want to also extend themselves, we can help them do that by saying, okay, here's a project that we can help you just do straight away what you do. But if you do this little bit, it will challenge you and take you outside of your comfort zone. And as a consequence of that, the value that they are learning or achieving out of being a Rotarian is absolutely immense.
Absolutely. I recall because I'm a bookworm, I love reading books. And one of the quotes was there, and they said, that if you teach somebody skills and training and give them knowledge, that wherever they go in the world, they'll be able to feed themselves and find ways and solutions to, whereas if you lose wealth or anything like that, those talents and skills will be helping you to rebuild everything, because you will have all the things you need and tools. So it's a very powerful thing. Yeah,
absolutely.
And what are the plans then, Colleen? What are you thinking of doing in the future? And because you mentioned it's a newly formed committee as well, so a newly formed committee always has a lot of hard work, because you're setting the foundations and getting all the things going and smoothing things out. As we know, there's a transformations going on. So where are you looking to take the vocational committee, and what kind of work will your team be doing, and what kind of impact do you think it'll have on our members or the Rotary members?
I think it's really, for every member that joins a club, we need to make sure that the vocational committee understands their skills and experience and interests and where they want to go. We need to ensure that we've got opportunities in place, either directly within Rotary itself and the things that Rotary are doing, or within other committees within the Rotary Club of London or other clubs or globally, that we can ensure that those people are linked into. Importantly here, to make sure we achieve sustainable positive impact. And therefore we need to, that's what we've got to do. We've got to understand clearly their skills and experience, want to understand where they want to go, and how do we make that journey very easy for them to achieve their first step, and then grow and grow and grow. So it's not a one-step thing that we will need to do in the vocational. It's an ongoing journey.
Right. And also there's lots of areas of focus as well, isn't it? Because there's the economy side, and then there is a mothers and babies side, and there's education side, and there's youth exchanges and things like that. You have also, like the people of action, the Rotary action groups, etc. So there seems to be something for everyone, for them to be fitted somewhere.
So things like we're picking up straight away in this first year. So like this will be a bit of a pilot year for us, is we are looking to conduct vocational visits so that we can, so the skills there is a people to plan that. So that then from that, that vocational visit will be linked to one of those areas of focus of Rotary. So we go area of focus of Rotary, we go to a vocational visit, we will learn from that vocational visit, then we will take it away and build off that a service project that people can then make sure with that knowledge from the vocational visit, we achieve an outcome under that area of focus. So that's one thing. We will look to make sure there's an opportunity, well, they're starting to build it now, for empowering women, which is the international message this year from Rotary President Meta. And so we have got a team building up what could be the way that vocation achieves that within the Rotary Club of London. We are beginning to explore the opportunity for a international professional exchange for young Rotarians. We are only at baby steps for that, but again, it's that way you saw in the previous videos of people working together and connecting, sharing ideas and knowledge between countries by actually going and experiencing the culture. We'll be looking also at conducting in-house training and getting into this vast knowledge of Rotary and having our members actually do that. And I think one of the other key elements is the world in the last 2 years has just shown us the impact of technology, but not everybody is comfortable with it. So we've developed a trial program, and we're looking to understand through a digital strategy, learning about it, understanding how it impacts us on a day-to-day basis, and making sure that Rotarians have the skills that they need to be able to live with digital and also utilize on projects locally and globally. So
that's amazing. Whole range of wonderful things, Colleen. We just want to say, thank you so much for enlightening us, because when a new member who may be watching right now, maybe thinking about joining a club or joining Rotary, they can become a little bit more aware that there is always some kind of mentorship. There's always some help. There's always training that could be provided. You don't have to feel lost at all. And if you even didn't know that, I don't know which course to really go for, somebody will sit there, talk to you, and find out that what's the best, what would be the best projects.
I think that's a really good point. Rotary sometimes can be very scary to people because it's actually so big. So we can utilize this community, this committee, the vocational, which does not operate by alone. It's the trunk of the tree for a Rotary club, and it can then help signpost. And if you've got signposts, then that removes all the fear factor, and it becomes far more exciting because you've got so many streets to turn down. You can help people go that way, that way, that way, that way, all ways. So we're a signposter.
We've got an A to Z in place by the looks of it. Very nice. And Judith is here as well. We've got our next guest, of course, Judith Dement. I'm so excited to speak to her as well. Just like you, Colin, you have to listen to her. She's got another inspirational lady who I'm totally, she's just enlightened me in so many areas. Amazing lady. So, Colleen, I just wanted to say thank you so much for sharing this wonderful information about the vocational committee. We wish you the best of luck for that. And of course, if there's anybody out there who's interested to find out more, of course, you can contact Healing Our Earth, and we'll point you in the right direction. Absolutely. And later on, I think during the interviews, there could be some websites and information shared, so you can all jot it down. So we're now moving on to our next duty.
We have something for everybody, so everybody was welcome, and we'd love you on board. Yep. If we don't have it, we will make it immediately. Absolutely not a problem.
She's a can-do lady. Our dear Colleen Doyle is a can-do lady. I can see that. Colleen, have a lovely day. Thank you very much for sharing your wonderful knowledge with us. And a global namaste to you. Thank you so much.
Okay,
thank you, Colleen.
Afternoon.